So this appointment setting strategy is exactly what we're using to scale to six figures. And I know already January is going to be a crazy month for us. I'm expecting multiple six figures for the work that we're putting in, also just the marketing assets that we're building with this presentation. So this is how we're making our money, okay? Appointment setting strategy. Of course, if you don't have everything that came before this presentation, it's not like you magically put a good appointment setting strategy in your printing. I wish, right? You still need to put in the work when it comes to content. But this is how you build that genuine and personal connection with your audience, okay? This doesn't just work for us. It's a strategy that the most profitable personal brands in this space are using. So I want you guys to understand something. It's not like we're magicians. It's not like all the value that we're providing in this 2-day of workshop are things that we magically learn by ourselves. We invest every single month tens of thousands of dollars to learn from the best in the space, okay? This appointment setting strategy doesn't come from us. We spoke to people that collected millions of dollars through appointment setting strategy, and they taught us this. Because why are you guys here in the first place? Because we're bigger than you when it comes to a personal brand, so you're learning from us. We do the same for the best in the industry, okay? So it's not some things that we tested a couple of times. Oh yeah, this worked. This comes from strategies that people use to make millions and millions of dollars, okay? There's 4 keys to appointment setting. The first one is the opening. What a lot of people mess up when it comes to this is they make it so much about the business immediately. They make it, are you here to invest in yourself? Like, imagine you just followed someone on the internet or liked a reel and someone is already asking you for money. How are you going to see that person? Right? We are using appointment setting strategy not to push someone to give us their money, is to shorten the window of connection. What I mean by that is like, we used to make money without appointment setting. So you can make money without appointment setting strategy, but the window from someone that discovers you to the moment they're going to give their money to you is going to be larger. Because appointment setting is a hack, because on a one-on-one level, you're able to build connection with your audience, right? So the opening is extremely key. And what's funny is like the example that I'm going to leverage today here is someone that we use on Alex, which ended up joining our program, okay? So apparently it worked. Not straight to business. Super important, I just told you this, okay? When it comes to an opener, I want you guys to be smart with it. You need to understand your ICP, and you need to understand the point of connection that you have with your audience. With time, we discovered that a lot of people that follow us don't speak English in their content. You think that's random? No. They hear an accent when I speak and when Alessio speak, and so they relate to us more. Like probably Alex and these guys also, like you guys, you could tell that we were not American or English speaking, right? You guys knew that we're probably from Europe, and then we were able to build something this big. So you guys are going to connect to us. I mean, raise your hand. How many of you here are English speaker? Like it's your first language? Right? I don't see any hands up. We're speaking in English. So you guys need to understand what are the point of connection that you have with your audience and leverage it. So what opener did we use? Yo, I hear an accent in your content. Where are you from? Because so many of the people that follow us also have an accent in their content because they're trying to build something similar to us. Hungary. Beautiful. Oh, that's so sick, man. We actually had a team retreat in Hungary last year. You in Budapest? Yeah. Not business at all. Right? This conversation could go anywhere. But again, it's not like Alex didn't give us his money yet because he's missing the message that is going to make him buy. It's not missing that. It's missing personal connection. He probably already thought in the back of his head of working with us, but it's like, oh, now I'm talking with him on a one-on-one level? Okay. Now I'm really building that connection to a point that I want to take action. You need to be an unexpected point of connection, okay? So what I mean by that is, as standard appointment setter, wouldn't write something like this. Alex, actually, super good feedback for us. Did you think was one of us too at the beginning when we reached out?
I even asked you in the sales meeting.
Oh yeah, you did.
Yeah.
I told you it was an appointment setter though. I didn't lie to you.
I know, like, I knew
But you had in the back of your mind, was there actually them?
yeah,
Right?
Like I knew it's an appointment setter, but like they use this kind of appointment setters. That's also like makes you more valuable.
Yeah, exactly. So I want you guys to realize that why would an appointment setting write something like that? Right? We actually had a team retreat. I mean, maybe because it's a team retreat was part of it. But it's like, imagine he said, well, actually my aunt, she's from Budapest. Real story, my aunt is from Budapest. Like, would an appointment setter write that? No, right? So you guys need to be smart with it. You need to find point of connection with your audience that an appointment setter wouldn't write, you would write, right? Because if you do that, they're gonna connect to you. Like a lot of people would say, a classic appointment setter would say, yo, how is it there? Is it cool? Is it cool in Hungary? Like everybody can write that, right? But not everybody can write, my aunt is from Budapest. So we actually had a team retreat in Hungary this year, right? Nobody's gonna write that, no appointment setter, right? So if you're able to be different than everybody else with the level of connection that you have with your audience, that's when people wouldn't really have in mind that it's an appointment setter. And you need to connect on similarity, accent, where you're from, etc. Like, guys, really try to put down on a note what are all the points of connection that you might have with your audience, with your ICP. Let's say you help people that come from corporate. Everybody that comes from corporate probably have studied at universities, right? That might be a point of connection. Where did you study? What university did you go through? Maybe Romania is not that big. It might be, I don't know. Do you also, like you show in the content, you guys use the ATVs and all of that, right? Maybe you see a story where one of your followers is writing one of those. That's such a point of connection. And you can literally tell them, wait, is that and like the precise model. But no setter would write that. If you can educate your appointment setters on act like this, game over. Okay? Yeah.
Yeah, I think like an add-on that we also use is like literally voice memos. So like
pre-recorded voice memos. Yeah. That's a great strategy. You can build a database of voice memos that, for example, openers or things that happen a lot of times in the conversation, and you can train your setters on using those and sending those voice memos. Because people are immediately going to think, oh, it's actually him. It's actually Vince recording this voice memo, right? So super, super powerful. Great value. Great. Do you guys understand the importance of an opener and how it should never be about business? Okay? Yeah, Nicola.
Talking about opener, I received yesterday an opening message from Nick Setting.
Okay.
Do you like this type of approach?
So he did a warm-up. Do you follow Nick Setting?
Yeah, I just followed him and he sent me a resource without me asking anything.
Yeah. All right, guys. So when it comes to that, it's all about doing it in a smart way. Like, we're actually fond of warm outreach, but you want to do it only if it's like zero business related. Because like if you just follow me and I see that you're ICP, and if I go through your stories and I see that you're also from Italy, I'm going to connect to you, right? But if in the back of your mind you're like, there we go, selling his stuff, you genuinely need to make it feel like it's not about business in that particular moment, okay? I'm not a fan of the moment where something starts following you, immediately you hit them up, because it's very like transactional almost. I would make it feel more natural. But still, if you guys need more clients, be smart with it. Do warm outreach. Don't only wait for people to ask for a resource. Reach out to them, but reach out in a way that is not salesy at all. I'm a fan of that if done correctly, but it needs to feel very natural. Okay. What, did it happen as soon as you start following him?
Yeah, like 30 seconds
Yeah.
after I followed him.
All right. Yeah. Maybe I wouldn't go for that. Just because, again, it's very, very transactional. It's like 30 seconds, ooh, hit him up. ICP. He has a nice watch in his photos. Hit him up, right? It needs to feel more natural, right? Great. Anything else on the opener before we move to the transition? Just want to make sure you guys have. Yeah, okay, perfect. And one thing that I want to add on this. This is not the first opener we tested. Test different openers to connect with your audience and track the performances that they have. I sent 100 of these openers. I got a 45% response rate. Beautiful. Great. I tried this other one, 15%. Okay, let's not do that anymore. Okay? You're not going to find the perfect opener to start a conversation the first time. It's like you're not going to find the perfect hook or the perfect format for you. Right? So test different openers. Right? You can have 3 to 5 to start with. Track the performance. Make sure your appointment setters or you, if you want to do it at the beginning, are tracking the response rate of each, and then double down on that. Okay? And just like a video, I'm a fan of sometimes trying a new one. Because if you don't reinvent yourself from time to time, it's that 80-20 rule that Alicia was telling you before. If you don't have that 20% where you're like, okay, let's test something new, we would have never got into, I hear an accent in your content, where you're from. Right? It's very rare that an American would text you that. Right? Someone would relate with you on this because they also have an accent in your content. Great. Transition. Super, super important part. This is key. Okay? Smooth transition by introducing the topic of business. Okay? So many times what's going to happen is we might ask them, by the way, like something super random, like, by the way, like, what you do. Like, you've been talking for a while, that's super important. You're not saying, by the way, you need help with your content. Don't do that. Okay? Just open the conversation. You guys are both business owners. It's like when you're in a networking event, at a certain point, do they ask what you do? Of course they do. You both are business owners. Okay? But we're playing with it. We're competitors then. Haha. Right? It's like someone that wants to sell you something, like, probably wouldn't say that. It's like, oh yeah, we can help you. We also do content. Right? Chill. How is that going for you, brother? Like, I'm just asking, but in a transitional way. And I'm doing it in a point where the conversation have already gone good. It's not the second message that I would send. Okay? And we're already qualifying. We're doing good, but we stuck at 50K a month. Okay? Okay, this is someone that could potentially work with us. Probably has the funds to invest in us. But it's like, don't rush the transition to the business. And be very broad and general when you introduce it. Okay? I don't know. It's like you have a fitness offer. You guys are connecting everything, where you're from, sharing like different points of common. Be like, are you like more, for example, you go to like classic gym, or you're more like a Bronner, right? It's like very subtle stuff. It's like, no, actually, I'm not really going to the gym right now. Oh, you're not? Right? And then it's like just a point of connection, but you need to be broad, and the transition needs to be smooth, okay? Because if you force it and you're like, by the way, man, I see your content got 200 views last time. What are you doing blogging your content? Like, well, we were talking about me being from Hungary. How did we get here? So a very smooth transition by introducing the topic of business in a broad way, okay? We have other examples later that I'm going to show you. But sometimes what's going to happen, which is very powerful, is sometimes you need to prompt them a little bit with a broad question about business. Sometimes it happens that people are like, by the way, man, what do you think about my content? I mean, they know we're a content expert. Or they might be saying, by the way, I'm investing X a month on S&P 500. You think I could do better than that? You think I could add something more to it? Sometimes because these people still see you as an expert in what you do because they follow you. We're not doing cold outreach here. Even if you reach out to them, it's warm. People follow us, okay? So they might genuinely come up with, by the way, can you quickly like see my last video? What do you think of that? Like, many times you will actually come from them. But if the conversation is still like on a surface level after quite a bit, you can transition to business in a very broad way that will not make them like feel skeptical about you.
I have a question.
Yeah, of course, man.
Because our topic is like finance.
Yeah.
And people, we go very specific, like asking specific questions.
Uh-huh.
Like about pension, like
Yeah.
some investment they made.
Mhm.
My appointment setters
Mhm.
are not so much into like fixing the specific problem. No?
Yeah.
So do you avoid to go in depth and how you manage this kind of thing?
So when it comes to an appointment setting strategy, appointment setter, a good one. Of course, they don't have to be finance experts like you guys, like Stefano, because that's his role. But at least trying to find someone that is interested and at least have a general, understanding of how these things work can help a lot. That's why we're such big fan of hiring appointment setters and every single one of our team from our audience. Like our appointment setter, Jonathan, sometimes he just creates collection on Notion on 30 good content ideas and just send them over. Like, I think you guys could benefit so much from these. We don't ask for it. He's really cares a lot about content. In the future, he wants to build his personal brand. And that's also why he wants proximity to us. So I would actually want to try and test doing this together in next week. Actually trying to see if we can find someone from your audience that are already looking into investment.
Second question.
Yeah.
Are the, because as you introduce it,
Yeah.
it's not salesy.
Mm-hmm.
So how you train the setters to be able to manage a conversation like this?
Mm-hmm.
Because as I'm doing it right now,
Yeah.
we are introducing new setters. This
Yeah.
is managed by our sales team.
Yeah.
And for sure they will try to go sales side.
Yeah. Yeah.
And make it more like persuasion-wise,
Mhm.
these kind of things.
Yeah. I think the whole problem with that is the way they're getting trained, the goal that they're painting for the appointment setting is wrong. Like when we talk to the appointment setter, like with Jenny as a goal, we don't tell them your goal is to book appointments. It's like your goal is to build connection as deep as possible with our audience. And only go for the call when it's the next natural step. Like it's all about what is the initial goal that you put in their mind. And I understand they come from a sales team, so they might not be a fan of this. But at the end of the day, my approach would be, this is what works on organic, right? Like they can always test and see for themselves and do a 50-50 and track, because, track is super important. But there's a clear reason, like if going salesy would make us more money, we would be doing that, right? So,
Of course, there is a fight because, they are also paid performance fee.
yeah,
So
I know.
if they bring in more appointment and get more sales,
Yeah.
it's gonna be more money for them.
Of course.
So it's like how they can be
Yeah.
able to
Yeah.
maximize
Yeah.
both.
But the problem there happens if they don't believe that this is the best strategy. Because if they would believe that the best way of them making the most amount of money would be this, they would be doing this, right? So that's more of like setting the right expectation and being like, yes, your goal is to make money and close sales, but this is how you do it. If you try to go salesy, we will not close leads. And if you put this in their brain and you make this the vehicle for them to make more money, they're going to do it, right? It's more of a mindset shift and training at that point rather than strategy, but it's very, very important to make them realize this. And that's why I'm such a big fan of hiring from your audience, because they would be already passionate about this word, and that's why they would follow Stefano and you guys, right? So that's why I'm a big fan of it. Like when someone asks to Jonathan something about content, and he acts like us, he genuinely enjoys. He goes through the content, and it's like, and sometimes he would ask at the beginning, guys, this is what the advice that I would give them. You think it's good advice? Like, yeah, man, that's great. Like, good job. You actually did a great analysis. And he gets hyped for it, right? So imagine if someone is also passionate about the investment, and I'm like, he told me this, my advice would be this. What you guys think? Yeah, it's actually great advice, right? They would get hyped for it. So that's why it's great to have someone that actually cares about the field that you're in, essentially. It can be taught. I'm not saying like all appointment setters need to come from your audience, but it does help with that. But my main goal would be making them realize that this is how they make more money. Because at the end of the day, that's what they want to do, right? Great. Okay. Number 3, consulting approach. We already started talking about this. And actually, to connect back to your question, Chris, when something like that comes up, it's a combination of giving them some value in the DMs, but also making them realize that DMs is not the best vehicle to really solve their problems. Okay? So what we do is like, it's not like the first question they ask us is like, yeah, let's just go on a call, we can talk about it there. Like they almost need to perceive like, yeah, this is not the best vehicle to go about this, right? They need to agree with it. But it's like, we would always try to provide some value on the call, some quick applicable steps, and then they might have some other question and be like, you know, man, it's like, I'm trying to do my best here, but in the DMs is not the best thing ever to really provide value in this. We can jump on a 30-minute, 1-hour call, and I can help you in solving all these problems, right? And then, of course, you make clear that in the process, they need to put the investment that they would have. Like, they're not stupid. They're going to understand that if you help them, then you're going to give them an option to do it together at the end, right? But having that consulting approach in the DMs and making the call the next natural step is what's going to convince them to go on a call. Because it's everything with content. You need to always make it about them. You remember when yesterday I showed you that guy doing the client interviews, and it was making about the client, right? Every single thing you do when it comes to content needs to be about your clients, about your potential clients, okay? So when we're going for the call, we're not painting it as so I can pitch to you. It's so we can actually go in depth in this, because the DMs are not the best way of solving these big problems that you have been having for the last 2 years, right? And they're going to believe that, because if someone has been trying to lose weight for 5 years, do they really think that a message in the DMs you're going to change that? Probably not. So they're going to agree with you. But you need to first have this consulting approach to make them believe that you actually are going to help them on the call. And I don't want you to fuck this up, guys, because in the sales call, I give so much value. I mean, I hope you guys here can agree with it, right? You guys were one of the last calls that I had with you. Did I help you on the sales call? Right? Yeah, it did seem like a consultation call. And then the next natural step was like, guys, you want me to show you how we would be doing this together? If we would have to work together? Yeah. Right? But because I gave you so much value before. And I sold myself on the call. I didn't sell my program. Okay, so consulting approach, super important. Starters must have basic knowledge of what you do, what we were talking about before, Chris. You need to dig deep in understanding the pain and problems the prospect is going through. And not to sell to them, to actually help them. They need to have this mindset. And it should be your mindset if you're in this industry. Because if in your industry is just to collect the most amount of money, then your delivery will be shit, and then people will start complaining, and then you will not make any money, right? So, dig deep in understanding the pain and problems the prospect is going through so you can help them with this consultative approach. And offer the sales call as the next obvious step. It only needs to be offer what is the next obvious step. Because if you do it too early, it's not going to be a pleasant call for you. Okay? They want to be hyped about it. And we're going to show you later with the post-booking process how we're going to even make them more hyped about the call. Okay? But offer the call as the next obvious step, always. Okay? So, here for example, we're giving so much value. Yes, talking the 200 reach, but also 200 reach. 200 views jail, did we come up with that? No, they tell us in the DMs. Track what these people, I want you to start seeing the sales call and the DM setting as an opportunity for you to learn so much about your ICP. It's like making them go through a collective form for free. Right? You're getting so much insights for free on how to tweak your offer, on how to speak to them in the sales call. They're literally giving you their pain points for free. And it's giving value. Shorter vids have a higher chance to be watched entirely, but it's not the only factor. You want me to be honest with you? Stop selling directly in your videos. Like, we're coaching already. And this is not me texting, it's my appointment setter. It's our appointment setter. But because he has an understanding of content and how it should work, right, he can do it for us. But every single time you ask him for something, we're not like, oh, you're stuck in the 200 reach jail? Man, the best way of going about this would be to jump on a call and solve it together. Man, it's the first thing I ask you. Can you at least try to help me? At least try to help me, right? They're thinking that. They're not thinking, I'm telling you my problem so you can sell me. I'm telling you my problem so you can genuinely help me. And because everybody's such like sales oriented, when you actually give them value in the DMs, they're gonna be like, oh wow, this guy cares. Because I didn't pay money to tell me this. So if we would have to work together, imagine the type of value they would be able to give me. That's the thought process that your leads are going through, right? Now, at a certain point, the call will be the next natural step. Let's say he asks a third thing, and it's like, you give a little bit of value. Again, but it's like, of course I cannot put like an essay, and then I would be like, hey man, like, by the way, it seems like quite a few things can be adjusted. I'm trying to give you as much value as possible in the DM, but we could jump on a quick call and you can actually show me the content live and I can give you more applicable advice. Why would they say no at that point? You gave them one advice here, another one here, another one here. And they have so many questions to you, and it's like, man, as you can see, like I'm trying my best here, but it's like, in the DMs is not the easiest way of going about this. You're down for a 30-minute call tomorrow, and I can help you even more in depth. Yeah, let's do that. Beautiful, here's the link, right? Super simple, but it needs to feel like this guy needs a lot of help. Or sometimes it might be that they're super stuck in one thing, and they keep on hitting on that one problem, and then it's like, cool, next natural step. But you need to get to that point where it's the next natural step. If you propose it too early, people are not going to join because they're going to think, oh, this guy just wants to sell me. That's what all he cares about. But if I help him for 20 minutes straight on a DM conversation, it's almost reciprocity. Probably in the back of their mind, they know like there will be an offer. In the end, they're not stupid, but it's like reciprocity, right? So give value first and then ask. Reminds you of something? Stories, right? Everything. Something in particular here? I have some other things to add. I don't know if something is not clear about this. Yeah, Nicola?
What if I don't have anything that I can check out? For example, if for your target audience, you can go check their profile, you can already see a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
But in my case, that I cannot check almost anything about what is happening inside their companies.
Yeah.
What could I do?
Yeah. So, is someone, you have such a specific topic. Are you referring to CitySafe?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. The safety
Yeah.
part.
You have such a specific topic, man. Like I told you in the last call, I would never follow you. But not because I don't like the content, because I don't work in a company. Like I'm not an employee of a company, and I don't own a company where people can get injured. Like sure, my appointment setter could fall off the chair, but that's about it, right? So it's like I would not follow you if I would not need your advice. So that's such a strong point of connection. I would only go for warm outreach, but it's like almost you can ask them why they're following you just because you're genuinely curious. Like at that point, it makes a lot of sense. It's like, oh, so you like the last post, so you saw it valuable. Like you work as an employee as a company, just want to make sure you're all safe, or you actually manage one. Like at that point, it's such a specific thing where I would watch your video that, you know, it makes sense to ask something like that. If someone is liking like how to go viral on Instagram, it could be anything, man. Like they just want to learn how to get more likes. So of course I need to qualify them a lot more with the profile, and I can do that. But in your case, someone could be a founder of a 500 employees company, you would know it. You would not know it probably from the profile. So at least be like, you know, almost in a natural way, but why do we follow me, bro? Like in the sense of like, are you an employee? Are you, you know, just a point of connection that starts from your content. Because if you don't have any ammunitions from the profile, that's what you have to do. But go through the profile in depth. Because sometimes it might be a little bit hidden. It might be a story in a story sequence, but maybe you see him working in a construction site. Or maybe you see that they're actually managing a company. Like a lot of times you can actually find a lot from a person profile, or even like a quick LinkedIn, Google search, whatever that might be.
Got it.
Yeah.
And the fact that we're building a personal brand with a company brand on it, do you think it creates some sort of friction? Or?
That's a very interesting question, Nicola. We actually, did you guys notice that we recently changed our profile picture?
Yeah.
That was intentional. Because we had feedback from the appointment setter manager who was like, guys, when a company reaches out to you, it's always a different vibe than if you see someone's face on the profile, okay? So I would have this conversation. I know it's like a big company, so you guys need to understand these things, but It's like if there's always one person doing all the content, and that's the face of the brand for that particular target audience, for example, on TikTok like you guys have, or on Instagram, whatever it might be, it might be a smart move to transition it more towards his actual face. I'm not saying the name of the company, like you can still make it clear that it's part of the company, of course, it's part of the name and everything, but putting that profile picture was a strategic choice from our side, because when you get an outreach and you see our face instead of a logo of a brand, you're much more likely to respond to it.
Yeah, that's a huge problem that we have, because the guy that is doing content on that page specifically is not the founder.
Yeah, I know, man. I mean, there's a lot of companies that have a lot of people in the C-suite making content and all driving through the same offer.
Yeah.
To me, it's all about, like, I understand there's certain dynamics with a company, but it's like, what's gonna help us make more money? If it's this, as a company, I think everybody should accept that decision. I know it's not easy with these kind of companies, but to me, it's always about testing. Like, what I would do is, like, you do this outreach to 1,000 people with the icon of the company, and you track the response rate, and then you're like, guys, make me do one test. You change the profile, you do 1,000, it goes from 30 to a 50% response rate, you have data to show. Companies are very logical in the way they take decisions, of course. But if I can prove we increase by 20% the amount of people that join a conversation with us and then hop on a call, probably they would not be such a hater on the idea of having his face, right? But you need to prove it to them.
And one last question. How would you see a company with 40 to 50 employees outreaching to you and trying to set a call with you? Does that deposition a little bit the company? Or?
I mean,
Because I had a problem like this with an old client of mine. It was too positioned and people did not respond to us.
to me, that's a content problem. Because if I see you like a big company, I'm like, why would these people reach out to me? It's because the content doesn't make feel natural for you to reach out to them. Like, that to me is a content problem. Because if in your content, I could see all the faces of the people that work in there and you guys would provide value on it. Like, if you reach out to me and you're basically like, you know, you follow me, can I help you in any way? Are you like employee, you manage a company? It's like, I wouldn't be like, why is this company reaching out to me, right? If they just put like those carousels of 2010, right? With the carousel of, this is what our company can help us with. Maybe if they reach out to me, I would be a little weirded out, yes. But to me, that's a content problem that you can solve. Because if you appear like the type of company that is really, let's say, new with the strategy that they use, they provide a lot of value on the internet, they try to connect with their custom base, I would not be weirded out by them reaching out to me.
Got it.
Yeah. Great. We still have to talk about the post-booking nurturing and the connection, which is huge. Anything else on this, connecting to the call?
Just want to tell you it's one, eh? It's one.
It is one. Wow. All right. I booked for 1:30. I can probably do a quick call. Okay. Thank you, though. Post-booking nurturing and connection. Guys, this is so huge. You know why? Because 70-80% of the appointment setters, they get the call in the calendar, it's qualified, and then they disappear, right? And what does that mean? Wait, this guy was willing to help me so much in the DMs, but wait, I booked the call and this guy ignored me, or in general is not writing anything to me now? Like, realize how much of a transactional conversation that becomes in the prospect mind. It's like, I got what you want out of me, now I'm gone. I mean, maybe a stupid analogy. Let's say you go out with someone and the night goes well, and then you disappear. It's kind of the same approach. It's kind of the same thing. In the sense of like, you got what you wanted, now you don't care about me anymore. Right? So post-booking nurturing is so important to build connection. You need to make sure they are familiar with the offer, the results, by showing the VSL pre-call. So we want to connect with them, but also we want to make as easy as possible for the closer to close the call. So imagine if they jump on a call that they already know what the offer is about. right? And again, you present it so it's something that is on their advantage for them. So what we do is like, I mean, with both business owners, we want to make sure that the call is efficient as possible, and I can help you as much as possible on the call. To save us a lot of time, would be great if you could watch this quick 10-minute video where we break down, in general, how we operate when it comes to content, right? And basically, like 99% of the people that we send them to watches this VSL because we presented them as something positive, and our VSL is made for consumption, so it already gives them value. It's not just like, this is how we would work together. No, we break down step by step our system when it comes to content, right? So you nurture them, you're giving them value, and you're educating them on the offer, right? So make sure that they're familiar with the offer by sending them a specific video pre-call, and make sure they watch it. It's super, super important. And the other thing that I was telling you, making it about them. Yeah.
One question, quick question.
Yeah.
Do you qualify the leads before making sending the link for booking
Yeah.
scheduling the call? So like if there is some specific qualification, let's say my client should have at least 5,000 euro.
Yeah.
Do you qualify on the DMs?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So here's the thing, man. We don't ask how much money they're making. Sometimes they tell us how much money they're making, what they're stuck with when it comes to business. Many times it doesn't happen. On the form, we're pretty straightforward. How much revenue is your business generating right now?
So you put some question on the form.
On the
and
form
then
when they book a
if
call,
they're not qualified,
we
you
address
just-
them.
You just reach out to them and cancel the call.
We address them to understand, because sometimes someone might put whatever lower for whatever reason. But it's like, if you're genuine with them, and it's like, man, would really love to help you when it comes to your investing. Just our program, and in general our company, focuses on people that have at least 10,000 to invest, because our strategy is for people in that situation. Just want to confirm you're not in that spot yet. Oh, well, no, I'm just like, you never know, right? But it's like, maybe they're like, no, I actually don't have 10,000. Okay, beautiful, man. Like, watch this YouTube video we created. It's gonna give you so much value to get to that 10,000 investment, and then you can reach back to us. But as of right now, it doesn't really make sense for us to work together at this stage. So you leave them with still giving them a ton of value to get to that point where you guys can work together, but you're pretty straightforward, because you cannot work with someone that has $2,000 to invest.
Yeah, impossible.
Okay. But don't go having, like, how much money would you have? Like, be straightforward in the form, and if someone disqualified themselves, address it and see if it's something that you can guys work out, or if it's actually not a good fit for your offer. Keep it genuine. Keep the post-booking call genuine. That's where you build real connection, because no one keeps on testing these people after the call ends. After the call gets booked. And show that you don't just see them as a client and more money for your bank account. It's exactly what I was telling you. If you disappear the moment where someone books, yeah, just wanted that. Now he disappeared. Imagine if the next day I'm like, by the way, man, like, DVSL, did you find something valuable? Especially the section 2 of the scripting for you could be huge. Remember we talked yesterday about you struggling with scripting? Oh yeah, actually funny, but like, nobody's expecting that. So if you can be the one doing this post-booking process, you're gonna beat every single one in the post-booking process, okay? So again, we definitely wanna come in and help you with your personal brand. Send me a calendar, let's chat next week, right? He asked for it. He asked for the calendar. We have simply a tracking. This is Jonathan, so we know he's coming from him, and he booked the call. And then he's like, just so we crush in our call, I need you to watch this video. Okay, I'll watch it. We'll save everyone a ton of time. Perfect. Yeah, bro, I'm glad you hit me up. And then the conversation continues. Like, he sent a 1-minute video after a 1-minute audio voice note that I personally recorded after this to really warm him up for the call. Right? So we continue the conversation. We keep on providing value till the point where they jump on a call with us. And how much more likely? Do you guys see how I have a 70-75% on the call? Sure, I developed a skill in closing, but it's because we help them so much before they even jump on a call with us. Yeah.
At this point, it's still with you? It's still you or the appointment setter?
At this point, when the appointment setter know that they would benefit so much from a voice note, Jonathan asked me, it was like, man, he says that he is a very specific thing. He had a collaborative page with his company. And so he was like, do you think it's a good idea? It was like very technical. So it was like, can you just send a voice note where you explain what you would do in this position? So they only reach out to us when they would genuinely don't know because it's a very technical thing.
Makes sense.
Only then. But everything is managed still by the setter. I come in, know what to say, and then I leave the conversation. Okay. And again, oh, by the way, we have an event in Cyprus. When's that? Yo, right? And we keep on connecting until we get to the call. Super, super important. Don't leave them hanging, okay? It's not a transaction. It's you actually connecting with them and helping them out. So this is how we're treating appointment setting to scale to multiple six figures a month. I want to ask you guys what questions you have about the process. Yep.
Are you using some email marketing as well before the call?
Actually, no. Because the thing is, everything starts from IG, so we don't really have a benefit in taking it out of Instagram. One thing that we do that we also now automating is I send them a personal, and this would be made by your closer, but we send a person, because I'm the closer right now, I send them a personal message on WhatsApp because they have to put their number in the form. And I say, hey, it's Brian, co-founder of Career Content Club. I will be the one on the call. Just connecting. Do you confirm tomorrow's call? So we have another point of connection that happens on WhatsApp, and that is from the closer, so you can also introduce themselves, okay? And what's very important is when you start hiring a closer, position them as a client success manager, or someone that has an important position in the company. It's not almost I'm a closer. I'm like, hey, I'm responsible to get to meet, new potential clients and help them out in the initial steps of the process. That's why you're gonna talk to me. Like, give them a reason why they're gonna talk to that guy, right?
Got it.
Yeah, Nuno?
So at this stage, pre-call, you've already given your WhatsApp contact.
So in the form that they have to go through, we're gonna send you the form after this so you can see exactly the question that we ask. We ask them also for their personal number, and I reach out to them on WhatsApp with my phone number.
That's what I mean. Before you even close, you're already giving your personal contact to them.
I am.
How do you deal then with people who don't turn up to the call, or people that don't close on the call, have no interest in continuing? So like dead leads.
Yeah.
But yet they now have your. Do you find that people then keep connecting with you even though? Or
Yeah.
does that just die?
It happens. When it happens, it's usually because they want to join. Right? Right now, we're actually implementing a process where a month after all the leads that we do not close, we reach out back to them just from a point of perspective of how is it going with this, right? And that's just a point of connection. It's like, actually, content still getting 200 views, right? That's a great point to start revamping the conversation. Yeah.
So you don't propose any downsell or something?
The thing, man, right now is like when I jump on a call, I go for it. Right now we have a 13,000 offer if they pay in full, or 15,000 if it's not paid in full. That's our main offer. We do have a downsell, which is basically less access to me one-on-one. And for that reason, it's 8K because it's just like 2-3 calls in 6 months, right? But direct support via chat and everything else. But I only talk about that offer if money is like unbearable for them. And still, if I get to the point, we didn't do enough of a good job when it comes to the setting, because I should not jump on calls with people that don't have money. Not because, again, I want you to be in that mindset, not because I just want a little money, because you cannot help them. Because if you help founders that already built something like something real, and their goal is to build a personal brand, that's my ICP. Why would I connect with someone that is just starting out if that's my main offer that I'm pushing and doesn't have money? It's not in my benefit, it's not in his benefit. Right?
Got it.
Yeah?
Yeah, my sales manager want to make sure I ask you this.
Okay.
So because we are having good amount of leads,
Yeah.
like for example now I'm checking, we have already since yesterday 72 new opportunities. How we can manage the pipeline for the chat sellers to be the better performance, have the conversation open and not lose them, like follow up after 6 days that the lead probably don't remember anymore. So like, do you have some procedure that or some automation to show, to keep track, have a notification of like for example, it passed 2 days and they didn't answer
Mhm.
someone.
Yeah.
These kind of things, because it's becoming like
Yeah.
hard to
I get that.
manage.
Yeah. So I think we can definitely help you in building out this automation, but what really changed for us and helped us a ton in doing this is giving the right priority to our setters. What I mean by that is they have a certain amount of conversation that we want them to open, okay? But our first goal of the day always is not to actually reach out to new people, is look at all the people that reply to you. And your number one goal is to continue the conversation with them and connect with them. And after you've done that, make sure that you do a warm outreach to 15 new people, 20 new people. But it's like, our goal is never to like reach out to more people. It's like have a genuine and a real conversation with the people that already showed interest. So mentally, we always make them start from that. And at the end of the day, when really there's no one really replying to them and being active, that's when they can reach out to new people. So just by like changing this, right? And it's like my priority is seeing who replied to me that I already opened a conversation with, okay? I start from there and only then I open new people. I open new chat with people.
And another thing that I can add real quick is when it comes to like the more technical perspective, when it comes to making sure they keep track of everybody, we have it, for example, integrated in Go level. So everybody ends up anyway in the CRM, and then the setters also update that. And then another thing is like we actually built out a system on Instagram in which they use all of the different labels that there are, like new lead or like order, dispatched, all of the different things, which are like terrible labels, honestly, but you can still use them by just having an internal procedure of like mark as ordered anybody that you have a conversation open with. And so in the morning, they just click on filter, everybody that's marked as ordered, and all of those are the people that they give priority to, and they check all of the messages and they reply to all of the messages. And so you can do that. You can use the primary and general inbox. So you can also divide the leads between that. For example, we're using that for the 2 different setters. And so, for example, one setter has the primary inbox, one setter has the general.
Do you use Meta
We gave them access to Instagram now.
with the application?
They
Yeah.
have access to our Instagram.
Yeah.
We signed contracts. I have a template for you, but it was the best.
So
For
you
a long time, we only use
you
Go
don't
level.
use iLevel or Meta?
No, because there are a lot of limitations still when it comes to that. There's the 24-hour rule. Oftentimes they can just actually reach out to the people because of limitations and everything. So at the end of the day, we tried, but
They actually have their phone and they chat.
Yeah,
yes.
they have our Instagram. Yeah. It was a scary step for a long time for us, but then again, it comes back to that
Team
team culture.
and trusting the people as well.
Don't they mess up within them? Like,
No, because they use
of what I was
general.
saying, they split up the leads
Look,
between
I'll
the
show
two
you.
different inboxes. So basically, it's just like the leads get assigned, or like they actually go out there and do the outreach. So they pick a lead. They're like, okay, this is a qualified person. And if it's just one setter, he's like, okay, cool. I'll just move it to the primary, and that's my lead
So
now. Or
you
I'll
have
move it
these
to the
two.
general.
You have primary and general in your IG. So simply you can move them from primary to general, and they know that one setter has the primary and one setter has the general, so they never conflict with each other leads. That's it.
And how do they track the conversation? There's
Yeah.
one end of the day, or
Yeah, they have end of the day, that a form that they have to go through. So we see exactly how many convos they open, how many replied, how many qualified book calls, everything.
Got it.
We have a whole system on Discord.
for the KPIs and
Yeah.
tracking the open conversation
Mhm.
and the number of people they reach.
Yeah.
And do you still use a pipeline for this, or you just have a
So-
KPI and they put
Yeah,
the-
so what we do is like end of the day, they have to go through that. So mathematically, we see the conversion for each. And at the end of the week, on Monday, we address. So it's like, okay, the outreach now, the warm outreach, we have a 45 response rate. Last week was 35. Let's keep on using this too. So at the end of the week or beginning, whatever that might be, we track through the end of the day all of these performances, and we do like a panoramic, like a overview beginning of the week, and we understand what we have to change.
And right now part of it is also because we have an appointment setter manager, and so they are kind of keeping track of everything when it comes to that. So they built up their own spreadsheet, and they have all of the numbers there that they collect.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm in the building. I'm building right now.
Mhm.
I was
Yeah.
yesterday having a
Mhm.
call with the sales
Yeah.
manager doing the procedures.
Yeah.
and we try to fix it on eye level
Yeah.
with the opportunities.
Yeah.
But you must go switch websites.
Yeah.
There's a lot of limitations.
We'll
still.
send you the form that our setters have to go through, so you can see how they're built.